guys, we are back on this podcast again.
Hi!
Yay!
Hello!
How is everyone feeling today? Feeling good, everyone?
Things are good. Thank you for asking.
Same here.
Though I'm a little stressed out about the upcoming presentation this Friday.
Really? Good luck on your presentation.
Thanks.
Alright, before we start, I want to ask you guys, what would be your favorite memories in high school?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I kind of forgot what happened in high school.
I know, right? Even if I was there, I only have memories of high school.
Not me though, I have tons of memories that I remember.
What about you, Shaheera?
My favorite memory will be getting chocolate when I bravely answer a question.
Really? That's interesting.
I wonder what today's topic is about.
How to handle stress?
Oh please, we already have you stressing our minds out. Actually though, what is it?
Today, we will be talking about something that you guys might be familiar with. So back in high school, did you guys often get rewards?
Not really, my teacher back in high school didn't really spoil it.
Was your teacher stingy?
Not sure, maybe she was. What? Remember I highlighted the word maybe.
So to continue, our today's topic is giving rewards to students not effective, which relates to behaviorism theory.
I see, but what is behaviorism theory?
Is it that person whose name is Skin something?
Oh! B.F. Skinner, right?
Yeah, I remember now. He's the one who developed the theory that states that behavior is shaped by the consequences. Am I right?
Sounds right to me.
Yep, simply speaking, reward work as a form of positive reinforcement, increasing likelihood that a desirable behavior will be repeated in the future.
So it can also play a role in motivation too?
Of course, I've heard that according to self-determination theory, 3 basic psychological needs are needed for individual to feel motivated, which are autonomy, competence, and relatedness.
I'm confused. Can someone explain it in simpler terms?
Wait, I think a sense of autonomy is through the choice to engage in a task or behavior, and a sense of competence is through the feedback provided by reward.
Yes, that's true. And lastly, a sense of relatedness is through the social aspect of sharing in the reward with others.
That's informative. But guys, while giving rewards to students is effective, I also think that it can be the opposite.
I agree with you too. I think there are both negative and positive impacts of giving rewards to students.
Shouldn't rewards to students be all effective though? Like, it could motivate them to participate in class, don't you think so?
Yes, for example, when we offer them something when they do good in class, right?
Yeah, I think that would increase their engagement in class.
However, in my opinion, I think we should not let students depend on rewards.
Really?
Why do you think so?
Think of it this way. If we stop giving the rewards, will they act the same as when they receive one?
Wait, I'm confused. Can someone explain more why we should avoid giving rewards?
This is because the use of rewards may convey an idea that the task itself is not simply valuable or interesting, but rather worth completing just for the reward. Basically, students will do something for the reward not because it is beneficial or good for them.
Oh, I see. That makes sense when I think of it in that perspective.
Oh my god, I think I used to be that person who only answers when there is an interesting reward.
Wow, this is getting interesting.
When I look back at my high school moments, I remember how sad I felt when I did not receive any rewards like my fellow classmates who were brave enough to share their answers. Basically, rewards can cause low self-esteem, and I think rewards should not be the only way to encourage good behavior or participation in the classroom.
That must be hard for you.
Totally. Teachers should have instead found other ways to get students interested and motivated. Teachers should focus on giving students options and making a classroom a happy place that can encourage students to love learning and participate in class.
Yeah, I feel like I can somehow relate to this.
Like, somehow we've all at least been through that situation, right?
Really, I feel bad for you guys. Teachers should definitely explore different ways to encourage their students in participating in class activities.
I agree with you. When we reward students for doing something or behaving in a certain way, they might start to think that they only do it for the reward and not because they are interested in or care about what they are doing.
I know, right? I think it's because rewards can reduce intrinsic motivation by drawing attention away from the behavior or activity in question and towards the reward being given.
That's so true.
It shows that rather than doing something because it's genuinely enjoyable, fascinating, or the right thing to do, students are more likely to participate in it just to get the reward.
Yeah, such a familiar feeling.
And when the motivation is gone or there is no reward, it may cause students to become uninterested in the task.
What could teachers do though?
I mean, teachers could encourage intrinsic motivation of the students, which is the term that we use to describe the reason that we feel motivated to complete a task, just because we think it is interesting and enjoyable. It is the opposite of completing a task for the sake of reward.
Yes, that is why teachers should focus on the intrinsic motivation of the student. A common goal should be to have the student's interest at the center of their learning, not a reward. I think the intrinsic motivation of the student is really important because students who are intrinsically motivated are more likely to be engaged in the learning process.
Exactly. That's why they are able to face challenges and difficulties and are capable of remembering and applying what they have learned.
On the other hand, extrinsic motivation refers to the external rewards that can influence behavior. It can be effective in getting students to complete tasks and behave in certain ways, but it might not help them learn much or stay interested in the long term.
Then, does anyone have a suggestion on what we can use instead of rewards to increase motivation and engagement in classroom?
Instead of using rewards to increase students' motivation, teachers can create fun and entertaining activities in the classroom. I think it will encourage active participation. Everyone will have fun and enjoy the learning environment.
I agree with you that when the activities are entertaining, it can motivate students to continually participate and engage in the learning process. Students can stay focused and gain knowledge from participating in these activities.
Definitely, a sing-along would just do the trick.
And I could be your partner in crime.
Oh, I know. Perhaps incorporate students' interest into the classroom.
That's an interesting idea too.
But how would the teacher know?
There are a lot of ways the teacher can use surveys or feedback.
Oh, you mean getting feedback from all the choices and options given by the teacher?
Sure, as long as there's feedback from the students.
I completely agree. It can help the teacher to gradually improve future lessons and avoid unnecessary demotivating effects.
But I've been thinking for a while. While there's so many other suggestions to consider, a lot of teachers do something heavily rely on giving rewards to students.
What do you mean?
Since most reward require money, why not just go for other suggestions to motivate students?
Oh, that says a lot too.
True, we came up with a lot of ideas that are much better.
Well, listen up guys. That is because rewarding students does not require that much effort than the ones you guys have suggested. For example, the one you mentioned of having to create fun and entertaining activities that require much more effort as the teacher would have to think creatively enough in order to gain the students' attention.
When you put it in that way, can I say that giving reward is the lazy way to manage a class?
Really? That sounds like a controversial statement.
But it is true though. Rewards are kind of outdated to manage a class.
What do you think?
Well, that's that. That's the continuation for our next episode for this podcast.
Oh man.
Things were just about to get juicy too.
Well, that's fine. This is such a juicy cliffhanger too.
That is so cruel.
Yep.
Kidding.
So before we end this, can someone give a quick recap on what we've been discussed on this podcast?
Okay, as a whole, giving rewards can be effective, but it can also be not effective. It can affect a student's way of thinking and mindset, and also the way they behave in class. So giving rewards is acceptable, but the teacher just have to know how to balance them out so the negative effects are not stretched out too far.
Thank you for that wonderful explanation. So that's all for today's podcast. Hope to see you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.